So this is the Mozilla Cube upload. And a cube is a little different type of sheet in Adaptive. It essentially allows us not only to forecast and report by account and department, but we can add other variables or dimensions in there. And in this case, they have something called initiatives. So I can say, I want to see all the accounts and these are all the initiatives, which are Firefox Desktop and Android and OS and Cloud and all that stuff. And they're not using projects, so I just set that to all. And I'm going to set initiatives to all. Now when I say OK, the sheet will look like kind of a normal sheet. There's my 1 month of January. Boom, 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 boom. But you'll notice this is just one part of the P&L, just that payroll part for them, which is like bonus, payroll taxes, benefits. And on the very bottom, I've got this row called payroll product reclass. And what we're doing is we're uploading one sheet per month to just this one account. Notice it nets out to 0. But if I go down and pick a product like desktop, I can now go see the personnel expenses allocated to just one product on one row, 1.75 million for the month here. So that's kind of a high level of what we're trying to do. Now, how I accomplished this was I built an upload file, and I'm naming these, the ones that we upload are we're going to call salaries_C upload. And I'll show you what this guy looks like. And then we're going to start doing a February together. But you'll notice this is the similar upload thing to what you've seen before. You know how Adaptive gives us a few instructions. But now this sheet, instead of called actuals, is called salaries.c. And you'll notice I have an account. The account is the same for every single one. There's 9 different products, so every department has 9. Notice I just copy 100 9 times. Here's the initiatives, and I literally just copied this over and over in this order from undefined, business support, cloud services, Firefox desktop, platform or Android, OS, engineering, labs, other, and then marketplace, and then it starts over for the next 9.
Oh, okay.
Notice now I'm in the 110s. Then it starts over for 113s, for 115s. But the numbers are kind of the tricky part. You'll notice if I just take the 100 department for now, and I add these up, they net to 0.
Each department.
Yeah. So, and you'll notice that 1 is a big negative. So I'm taking out everything that the connector has already brought in. I'm taking it out of undefined. Everything starts with a big negative to undefined. And then positives to all the other products. Same account, same department. The only thing I'm changing around is I'm taking 242,000 out of undefined and I'm spreading that 242,000 amongst these products.
I see.
And repeat, repeat, repeat. Unfortunately, they have like 50 departments. And I get down here to the bottom, but if I sum up this whole column, guess what? It's almost 0. And this means 9.09 e to the negative 11th. It's very, very close to 0. When you do it, it'll be 0. Mine, I kind of screwed up a little bit. So how did I do this? So what I would start by doing is let's start a February one. So I'm actually going to use this one, do a save as, and I'm going to rename this 02 salaries upload. And now I'll nicely sort this one Dropbox for us so we can kind of keep these things in order. And then where do I get the data from? It's all from Nick's payroll reclass, this thing at the very top of our Dropbox. So I'm going to pop that open. Nick is a great guy. He's a smart kid. He's a little messy though. So when we get into here, just have to bear with it a little bit. But January's done. I'm going to skip over to Feb Adaptive. So these sheets, Feb Adaptive, March Adaptive, April Adaptive, May, all the way through September Adaptive, he has prepared for us.
Okay. Can you
And
turn? Yeah,
you want me to make it bigger for you?
yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Thanks.
So you'll notice that these little sections of data all start with that negative and they all net to zero. These are the department. Oh, this is not January. He left the word January here. We must be careful. This is Feb. So I already have the little blocks of data ready to go. Copy, paste, except it has to be a paste value. But what I might do for you is I might do a big copy first and then a paste values. So these can literally just be copied and pasted now.
Okay.
But what department is this? Is probably going to be your next question.
That'll be like 100 maybe. Is it in
Yeah,
order
exactly.
horizontal as it is vertical on the other one?
You got it. So
Oh,
unfortunately,
but it's up there at the top. I see. Okay.
yeah, I would double check up at the top, and I have been double checking his work by going to the very end. And this one just so happens to look right, right? It stops. His work stops in 890, but I went all the way over to 890 to check it. So like, let's go find this 49 negative $49,000 in a department 890, and that would have been the undefined because we're backing it out. So if I go to the actual February tab where he has his pivot table, here's department 890, and the total would have been 49,000. Okay, good. So that one ties. I know at the end of his list, it ties. I'm not going to task you with figuring this out. I'll probably go through these and just make sure that Nick's work is right. So why don't you assume it is right, and I'll just let you have the file, but I'll check it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now,
And so the February, the adaptive tabs are the ones I'll be working off of.
that's right.
Okay. And leave the other stuff alone. But I
Yeah,
can change the adaptive tabs to make them turn them into values.
you sure can.
Okay.
So now what? Now you have a sheet that's kind of ready. So first thing first is we this obviously is no longer January, so I'm going to change that to a
February.
February sheet. And then I personally would just delete this whole row. So I like to hit Shift
Excellent.
Command down. Shift Command down will help you just highlight the whole thing, and then I hit the delete key and I'm gone. So now I'm ready for Department 100. I just want to double check that these match what I'm about to grab. So there's my 100. This is a Control C, Control V. 110, Control C, Control V, and so on.
Just make sure they match up to the right account.
That's right.
Okay.
So there is, so that's kind of the copy and paste method.
Okay.
And that seemed to work fine. I was able to get through one until I started to think there must be a quicker way to do this. So there is, I built one called the Salary C Workbook, which is a little different. I'm going to pop that open and I'm going to ignore links because what I ended up doing was a little H lookup with these index numbers over here. So I could talk you through how to do one of these too. If
Uh,
you, okay,
I think I'll stick with the cut and paste.
okay, that sounds fine to me. That sounds
I think
fine.
then I'm pretty sure I can do the cut and paste method. It's just it'll be tedious, but at least I'm pretty sure I can do it.
And you'll know you're doing it right if you are coming down here to highlight all the work you've done so far, and that every time you end a paste, it ends with the marketplace. When you start a paste, it'll
And
be
that's the
with,
last one.
yeah. So the first one is undefined, the last one is always marketplace. Now, Nick said as we progressed through 2013, we retired some departments. So let's say you get into April, May, or June, you might find that like 120 is gone now. So you would just blast that. Just,
Blast it.
yeah,
I'll get
delete
rid
it.
of it.
Yeah.
Not put a zero in for it.
No, don't even, well, you know what? Put a zero in so you don't mess up your template. That's a much better idea. Um,
I mean,
so
will that work for them?
yeah, yeah, you could totally, this would not hurt anything if you went 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and just skipped a section instead of deleting. I do like that idea better. Um, so that'll copy paste all the way through, and then you'll do a save as and move into March. And you'll notice March, even though he has the word January here. In fact, I'm going to range value this for you right now. Copy, paste values. And March seemed to go all the way through, and I'll double check his work to make sure that that negative 35,000 is actually, yeah, see, I mean, he's pretty good. So that one ties. So March seems good. Go to a April adaptive. I'm going to range value it for you. Copy, paste values. And I'll come check. The reason I'm a little confused is I get to September. Look what happens. How could September stop? Or
Oh,
maybe he stopped it. Maybe it should
maybe
have.
maybe he got them all except for the last one, or is he off by one on everything?
But see, that's why I'm a little nervous about September. So when you get to September, I'm going to make it red because I'm confused. But if I go back to August, August stops perfectly. And let's search for that 54,000 in the August file. Boom. I mean, so I just don't understand what happened to September, but we were also doing this late and in a rush. So, but I think that's probably enough to get you started. What do you think?